This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Welcome back to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry. We have so much to discuss today, but we also have a special guest. So in addition to joining me is Sean Goddard, who is the owner of Viking Psychiatry, and Kelsey D, who is a therapist there. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so on this day, we love to talk about things that really help empower people with their mental health, learning more just about tools that are available in our community. And I understand that you own a facility and you also work with Viking. So why don't we start off by just learning more about you, Kelsey?
Yes, I'm Kelsey Darmacall. I have been in practice as Positive Perceptions for the last 5 years. My educational background, I guess to go back even a little bit further, starting as a teenager, I really got involved in the neurodivergent affirming community and also mental health advocacy. With my undergrad, I went to school to become a special education teacher, and I really, really enjoyed that. But at the very last second, I realized I had the right population, working with students with autism, ADHD, learning disabilities, but the wrong setting. I wanted to be able to really individualize and work with each of my students to find their strengths and their struggles and help them be able to accommodate and learn how to adapt and move through that and really thrive. So I switched to psychology. I got a master's degree in rehabilitational counseling and then mental health counseling. And I've used that to create those just truly unique treatment plans for each of my clients. With that, I need to learn a lot. I need to stay on top of research and just always be curious. And part of that learning and growing was connecting with Viking Psychiatry because of their innovative practices there. And just it's been wonderful to be able to work with them and really help support our clients and work as a team.
Exactly. I mean, especially with bringing in that experience from working with youth and adolescents, I'm sure that provides just a different perspective, especially as they grow, and then the different areas of our brain grows, our emotions grow, so that just really impacts our mental health, I feel like, altogether as we just face new challenges, right? And so what do you specialize in at Viking?
At Viking, I specialize in ketamine-assisted psychotherapy. And what ketamine-assisted psychotherapy is we combine talk therapy with ketamine, which is a treatment traditionally used for anesthetic, but we found a lot of research and FDA support to be able to use it to help with depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, some chronic pain conditions. But that combination really allows us to make progress in a way that we've just never seen before in the field of mental health.
Yeah, which is important. And so, Sean, as you, continue, we always talk about your innovation and just how you're looking at ways of growing and helping your clients. How is it so important that Kelsey's role is really impacting Viking?
Yeah, I think, we've talked before that we do IV ketamine, right, which is the medical side, which really can have a significant impact on people's mental health status, how they're feeling, whether it's depression, PTSD, right? But that treatment is sometimes just a portion of the outcome, right? And even though we begin to feel better, we often have a lot of deep-seated or underlying issues that still need to be addressed and resolved. And so ketamine-assisted psychotherapy really takes people that maybe either sometimes struggle with therapy, struggle with any type of breakthroughs, and really softens that barrier to where they can have a lot of benefit from therapy. So we are super excited to be able to offer this modality because it's allowing people. We have a client that went through ketamine therapy and did well, but really needed to push forward. And we see that now this client is able to go into therapy with the assistance of ketamine where maybe they weren't able to really be productive in therapy before and just have gains, significant gains.
Yes, and so through your experience, Kelsey, how have you seen a real breakthrough in this medicine, and how is it different from other mental health treatments that may be on the market?
So one thing that I see that's just very different is that with traditional talk therapy, it's slow and usually steady, but slow and steady process. When we add medication therapy, and medication can take several weeks to help support the client. But with the ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, we're seeing some relief of symptoms within days. Like it's a very fast turnaround. And another thing that's very unique about ketamine-assisted psychotherapy is that we're able to actually get to the root, that we can help clients be able to process emotions in new ways, have different perspective, different insight in trauma responses, and be able to really address that instead of just helping with symptoms.
That's good. Yeah, getting to the root is so important. And so, Sean, who do you feel is the proper candidate for this? I mean, are there? I know you mentioned some things that people may be going through, but is there an age restriction?
Yeah, right now with the ketamine, we only are using it in the ages 18 and above. Consideration can be given below that in unique situations. But overall at this time, Kelsey is treating clients 18 and older. And, you know, when it comes to the actual struggle that people are dealing with, I think it's not only about, you know, whether we're struggling with depression or anxiety or PTSD, but I think it's really beneficial. This doesn't necessarily have to be the first step in therapy, right? But if you've been in therapy and you have found difficulty in obtaining relief or forward movement and progression, this is a type of therapy that really can help enable and break down those walls. You know, sometimes the way that I explain it to people to kind of understand, it's kind of like when you go to a social setting and maybe you're a little bit shy and don't want to talk, right? And then you have a drink or two, and then all of a sudden you're a little bit more loose and a little bit more open and willing to be part of that, right? A little liquid courage, right? But in this case, we're breaking down those barriers when it comes to therapy and trauma and reducing the trauma response so that you can dig deeper without necessarily causing that response to occur. And so it's really for those people, for a wide variety of people, but definitely people who maybe have struggled in the past.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing about this and what you all do with this ketamine assistance, and just the fact that it's open to so many people to get to the root of it. Like you said, break down the barrier, get to the root. I think that's important. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below. You can contact them to get a consultation, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.